Welcome back, lads. Today we're playing Ultimate General American Revolution. We've got the British versus the USA in an epic 1v1 battle against the AI. I'm gonna tell it to you straight. The USA wreak absolute havoc on our lines in the opening minutes of the battle, and it looks pretty darn hopeless. Can the British turn it around and win the day? Let's find out. So a quick summary of the army compilations. The British are bringing mostly infantry with a lot of militia mixed in, very limited cavalry with a few artillery pieces. On the American side, lots more cavalry, I think 6 in total, twice as much as the British. They've got slightly fewer numbers, but the quality of their troops are higher. Looking at the bar along the top, we can see that the balance of power is slightly in favour of the USA, who spent a little bit more on their army than us. During the setup phase of the battle, we don't know which flank the enemy's going to focus on, so we're going to get a nice even spread of troops on both sides, and see what happens and react accordingly. Looking down in the bottom left, we've got our general. We're going to put him up near the troops. Typically, the troops that are doing the worst, you want to have the general nearby, because he gives them a little morale boost to help turn the tide in those difficult spots. So you can see there at the top on the left, the enemy have far more cavalry than us. We've got 3, I think I can count at least 10 on the battlefield, maybe more. Just looking at how many men the enemy have on this flank, I think I've overextended myself, guys. Oh no, and I'm getting caught out by the cavalry charges. Oh, is this battle going to be over before it even begins? What have I done? I've got no option, lads, but to send my cavalry in, try and save some of that infantry. Over on this side, we've got a nice battle line forming, but it's all going to count for nothing if that left flank crumbles. Oh no, have I done the same thing on the right-hand side? Oh, it's not quite so dire, but you can see the cavalry coming in. Those flashing icons are not a good sign. It means the troops are scared and they might rout at any second. Right, that's it. I'm abandoning those troops that are in the melee there. Let's get these ones out, see if we can get a firing flank on those cavalry units. Oh, okay, on the left-hand flank, things are looking a little bit better. I've managed to contain those cavalry, but it's still looking very precarious on this side. Looking at the top of the battle, there's a lot of American infantry approaching our lines. We're looking very thin here. The Americans, lots of troops to back them up. I think the only way we're going to handle this is we have to win on one of those flanks and wrap our troops round. Let's hope that those central men can hold. Over on the right hand side, those cavalry have pretty much cleaned up my infantry. I've got a few reserves coming up. We just need to try and take them out before they cause too much more damage. Over here I can see my men starting to waver, so I'm moving my general closer just to give them that morale boost. Try and keep them in line for as long as possible. Over on this side, I mean, those troops are more or less gone. We just have to reform our lines and defend from those cavalry as best as possible. I've still got 1 cav unit left, so let's see if that can help. I mean, after that opening sequence, both of our flanks in horrible states, and our middle's not looking too great either. The balance of power massively in favour of the USA forces right now. We definitely aren't going to win this with numbers now. It's going to be all about the superior positioning. Oh, some more infantry out of position there. Those units being chased down by the enemy cavalry. I think we're just going to have to mount defense in this tree line. The trees do give us some extra cover from enemy fire, so it might be just enough to hold on. The USA getting very aggressive now. We're reforming our lines. I just don't know how we're going to win this one, guys. They seem to be winning on every side, the middle, the left, the right. I just can't catch a break at the moment. Let's see if any opportunities present themselves as this unfolds. I really want to wrap these troops on the right around, but I just can't because of the cavalry presence on the right here. I'm going to take a small gamble. I'm going to send this cavalry around the back of theirs, see if I can take out their artillery. It is going to leave me open to their cavalry, but I've got a couple of units over here on the left. I'm going to bring these into position just to defend from my cavalry. There aren't very many, so my cavalry is going to have to get behind and get back as quick as possible. Ugh, I mean, on this side, I'm just hanging on, guys. I'm just surviving. I think if I'm going to win this, the guys on the right are going to have to get a good flank and sweep across. I mean, it's possible. I just need to take out those cavalry that are getting behind me. Okay, I'm taking a risk. The cavalry are going in to try and take out those 2 artillery pieces. If I can get them, it might just be enough to hold the middle. Oh, I'm lucky that the AI isn't just charging in with their cavalry. If they came in at the flanks right now, that left side would crumble. Okay, the cavalry routing one of their artillery pieces. Can we get the second one? And the USA cavalry coming in to try and take out this flank, but I'm looking pretty strong on this side, guys. I'm feeling very confident about defending from this charge. Oh, my cavalry at the top there, routing from the battlefield. They didn't get anywhere near that second artillery piece, so that's going to be a tough one. I mean, this left side is what it is. We ain't winning here. But the right is looking much more promising now. I think we've got a good 50-50 chance of winning this right now. It's possible. What's really helping me at the moment, guys, is the fact that they are not being aggressive with their cavalry. If they just charged them in the early moments of the battle, this could have turned out very differently. I mean, over here, it's looking probably the worst it's ever looked. We're completely surrounded. I've just got to hold on here. Over on the right, though, very promising. We're breaking them. I'm going to be able to start wrapping my troops around and coming from the flank. I can't really spare too many men from the middle, but I'm going to have to bring some troops around to hold here. Even though I seem to be doing a bit better, the balance of power is still massively in the Americans' favour, and I think it's because of all the cavalry they've got. I mean, I think this is the moment, guys. This is where we're going to start turning things around. We're going to stop playing defensive and actually go offensive on this right-hand side. The plan is that these troops here are just going to hold a nice line while my troops sweep in from the right and just steamroll them across. I can't get too cocky though, just because we do have these cavalry to deal with, so I've got to leave a few troops in reserve to sort those. Again, we've got some USA cavalry to deal with, but I think we've got them contained with the troops we've got here at our rear. Okay, so the AI has noticed that I'm starting to get a flank. They're sending their cavalry in, starting to get a bit more aggressive. I'm going to have to watch out here, guys, because these 4 units could easily take out these troops and get my artillery. Oh, okay, they didn't like the look of that volley fire. They're retreating and going passive again. Honestly, guys, I'm so sure if this was a human player, they would have been far more aggressive there, and that would have been the end of me. Some will say that the only reason I'm still alive is because of that derpy AI, and I've never been so offended in my life. But actually, yeah, you're totally right. Just repositioning my lines here to get the best possible angle. We've got to come at them from all fronts. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention here. The cavalry are coming at this unit. They're completely out of position. Yeah, I might just have to abandon that one. I think they're lost. The good news, though, is because the cavalry's moved, I can get all these units on the right and devote them to the fight again. Okay, I got a much better feeling about this now. A lot of blue flashing there, that means they're routing. I mean, our troops are in pretty bad shape as well. They've lost a lot of men, but the good news is that our morale is high. I do need to be a bit careful here because they're retreating to the tree line. In this game, there's a mechanic basically where if you have good cover, you take less damage. So you can, with that positioning, defend off a larger force. We're still not done with these cavalry units yet, but that one unit of troops, they're doing a great job fending them off. Okay guys, so we've lost a bit of momentum here, but I've got a plan. These guys are just going to chill, keep the enemy in position. I'm going to send some troops around on the right again and try and keep that steamroll going. I mean, these cavalry just keep coming back for more. When are they going to learn their lesson? Okay, looks like the AI are coming out of the tree line and we're starting to get some shots on them. Probably not a great maneuver on their part, but we do have the control point, which you can see there. So I guess they're forced to come to us. I mean, look at these guys on the left. They've done so well. I mean, they're barely hanging on. They've got no troops, no ammo, low morale, but somehow they're still holding. Those guys are the MVP of the battles. They have absolutely held that for us. If that left flank crumbled, it would have been over far sooner. So the balance of power has just tipped slightly in our favour now, so we can start getting a bit more aggressive. I think we've got them on the run, guys. On the right hand flank, pushing forward into the tree line, we've now got that cover to match the enemy. Oh, and watch out for those sneaky cavalry on the right there. Honestly, the only reason why these troops have done so well is the presence of that general. Without him, they would have retreated. Feels like we're using a bit of the old Napoleonic divide and conquer here, splitting their forces into two. With the majority of their cavalry now out of the way, I can start to wrap my forces around the right and carry on with that steamroll that I've been trying to do the entire game. There's a lot more flashing blue now. This is looking good. I haven't really spoken about this enough in the game, but if you look in the mini-map in the bottom right-hand corner, those blue dots at the beginning of the game were completely wrapping around our red forces, making it very difficult for us to maneuver. But now we're starting to do the same for them. We're getting a nice kind of pincer maneuver, wrapping them completely, limiting their options. Just bringing up the artillery a little bit closer now. I think the way the mechanics in this game work, the closer it is, the more likely they are to land their shots and cause more damage. You don't want to position them too far away from the enemy. Okay, that USA infantry is wavering now. They are falling back piece by piece. We just need to keep the momentum, keep pushing our troops forward in a nice, even, clean line. It's kind of a shame that this game doesn't have a replay feature yet. If we weren't playing this in real time, it would have been nice to have actually got some close-up shots, shown you guys what it was that we're fighting as we go. But, it's an early access game. I'm sure the devs will bring that in at some point. Nice, look at that balance of power, guys. I think it's only a couple of minutes and we've got this game in the bag. They've still got a few cavalry forces on our right, but I don't think it's going to be enough, guys. The numbers are just too slim. The amount of infantry I've still got on this side, we're going to handle them very easily now. The USA forces are now retreating from their cover in the forest and out into the open field. This is great because it means my troops can get straight into that cover that they were holding before. Continuing to shift that artillery up, get them close to the action. Only 21 men in that cavalry unit, my infantry there should handle that no problem. We're just going to zoom in here and get a little bit closer to the action. Oh, I mean, look at these Redcoats march, it looks so cinematic. I can just see this next bit's going to take a while to play out and it's not going to be very interesting. So guys, I'm going to cut forward just to show you the results of the battle. This one's a victory for sure. And there we have it, guys. It's a victory for the British forces over the United States. Let's consider this one of the early skirmishes. We know the United States brought it back around and whooped our asses on the field eventually. But guys, that's the beautiful thing about gaming. I get to recreate my British fantasies. And with that, before I get cancelled, I'll see you in the next one.